What is up? TJ Stradamus back, and football season is now approaching, my peeps. Woo! Yeah! Oh, I'll tell you this, as a former football player, the grind was hard, don't get me wrong, but as a football player, you're just, this time of year, it's great. It's awesome as a player. You just getting ready, seeing new faces. Oh, it's going to be a great NFL season. And anyway, enough with my little spiel. Let's get to it. Trevor Lawrence named the starter for the Jags. Let me just say, duh. I think he's going to have a good year. I think the Jags, I mean, they got some offensive firepower. Like, they went out and signed Marvin Jones in free agency, and they got a running back they got a couple of running backs they really like. I think this is going to be, I think they're probably, with how that AFC South is always so dysfunctional. I think the Texans are going to suck this year, no matter if Deshaun plays or not, because the Texans are run like a cult. I think the Colts are hands down going to run away with that division. Don't get me wrong, but I think Jacksonville's got potential to be maybe a surprise. Maybe they could sneak in and be a wild card. I don't think that'll happen. I think they'll probably win probably 6 or 7 games. I think that's reachable. 6 or 7 games. That's reachable for that team. Hey, if they make the playoffs, Urban Meyer will be in the coach of the year discussion. That's all I'm going to say. So, and Jameis Winston will, for right now, succeed Drew Brees as the starter for the Saints. And, well, I'm actually a little shocked by this because Taysom Hill has been with the Saints for the last, 3-4 years. So, and I was like, he knows the system. He's very familiar with Sean Payton. I'm shocked. I'm shocked he went with Jameis. But hey, if Jameis impressed in camp, who am I to deny him? Now, the Saints are interesting to me now that I know now that I know who their quarterback is. Because when they were I didn't know if Drew Brees was going to come back for another year, and eventually he retired. I didn't know how they were going to be, especially because they still had Jameis. Now Jameis is the starting job. The key for Jameis is cutting down on the stupid freaking turnovers. Because when he was a Buck a couple years ago, he had 33 touchdowns, pretty good, but turned the ball over like freaking crazy. But I think with Sean Payton, well, also Bruce Arians, his systems, bombs over Baghdad, no risk it, no biscuit. That's Bruce Arians. Sean Payton is more of a calculated play caller, and it helped that he had a Hall of Fame quarterback all these years. I think Sean Payton's going to be really good for Jameis in his development. I do think Jameis is not going to. I don't think Jameis will turn the ball over nearly as much as he did in 2019. But I do think he's going to have some games where he's going to have 2 or 3 turnovers, which is, hey, he's a young quarterback. He's going to learn. He's still a young quarterback. He's only 25, 26 years old. So I think Jameis, if he can cut down on his turnovers, and trust me, he has got a cannon of an arm. Like, he's ridiculous. He's got like, he doesn't have Mahomes' arm strength, but he got a cannon. And hey, if he doesn't, I'm sure they'll probably occasionally ask him to throw the ball deep, because you're going to talk about a quarterback that can push the ball down the field. Jameis can push the ball down the field because he's got the arm to do that. So, what do I think of the Saints this year? How good I do not think they're going to beat the Bucs twice. I do not think they're going to beat Tom Brady and crew twice. I think the Bucs are going to have. I think the Bucs are hands down going to run away with that division. But I think if Carolina gets better, which I think they will, but I don't think their defense is going to be better. I do think Carolina's offense is going to be better. I think it could be nip and tuck for them between the Saints and the Panthers for a playoff spot. So, hey, if the Saints make the playoffs this year, I think Sean Payton will be in the Coach of the Year convo, because it'll be the year after Drew Brees leaves, and it'll be like, okay, Sean Payton, let's see how good of a coach you are. And I think the Saints should have a good year, as long as Jameis doesn't turn the ball over like crazy.